Okay. It was a tough loss. We got behind early, and I think that certainly was a factor. We dug ourselves a pretty deep hole, 20-0. Did come back the second half, played better football, but still not good enough football to win the game. The three things that we concentrate heavily on, and we've been winning, and that's why we're winning, or part of the reason that we're winning was winning the field position battle, which we did not do, winning the turnover battle, which we did not do, and winning the sack battle, which we did not do. And so pretty difficult to win a football game when you're 0 for 3.
Field position, yeah, has been obviously important for you guys this season. What kind of things did you see in the game in terms of field position that kind of just went wrong and enabled you to not keep up with Central Michigan?
Well, they were able to down some punts inside our red zone. In fact, inside the one inside the 5, and so that was critical. That's something that we're used to doing to opponents. We had one great punt that kind of sailed and did go into the end zone, so it gets brought back out, and we didn't pin them down quite like we have in the past. Maybe a couple punts we could have fielded better than what we did. So those are things that usually occur for us in a positive manner, but did not in this game.
Coach, that opening drive fumble when you guys had the first down on fourth down, you think that kind of took the air out of things as the game kind of went on?
Yeah. I don't know about taking the air out of things. We know that the game is a 4-quarter game, and that we have to play for 4 quarters in order to get done what we want to get done, and so we don't normally let one bad bounce or one bad play throw us off our game plan. But obviously that was an important drive right out of the box. We're already in scoring position, and to have the turnover was costly.
Is there any worry of, I guess, maybe rust or nerves coming into this final week, just knowing with some of the guys, knowing that this could be the match?
Well, as far as rust goes, that we have now played a game since our bye week, so there should not be rust. As far as nerves, this has been a team that has enjoyed the game, has practiced the way it should, and they've not been a team that's gotten uptight as they've gone through the season. So that is not going to be a factor in my mind.
And do you think rust kind of played into that factor a little bit in that first half, just kind of because you guys got off to the slow start? Do you think the bye week had kind of anything to do with that?
I don't know. Sometimes bye weeks can be good for you, obviously. They can heal some guys up and give your guys a little bit of needed rest. I felt going in that we certainly needed rest, needed to get some guys healed up as much as possible. It doesn't do much for those injuries that keep a guy out 2 or 3 games, but it can help those guys that are playing with a lot of minor injuries, a lot of bumps and bruises, get healthier. On the other side of it, we had a lot of really good momentum going, and was that momentum lost? That should not happen. You should be able to regenerate that, and I thought our guys were playing pretty fast. Just a kind of a combination of things, I believe, that hit us, that I believe we tried to fight through, which I'm proud of those guys for, but we just came up short.
Also, Quinnen, he took some hits in the game. He kind of
Who did?
Quinnen Maxwell.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you think of the line? Because Quinnen, he was rushed a lot in the pocket, had to escape the pocket to run and extend the play, especially in the 4th quarter.
Mm-hmm. Are you asking about line play or Quentin's toughness?
Just kind of a combination of the line play along with Quinnen's toughness.
Yeah. Okay. We did not play well as a group of linemen, and in fact, I'd have to go back and look, but one of maybe our less productive games in terms of our offensive line, in terms of protecting the passer, and just we had a big run from Dorian, and Quentin had a couple runs that were of decent size, but it wasn't one of our better games in terms of up front play. But that can be said across the board. We dropped 3 passes. Quentin, wasn't as accurate as you'd hoped he'd be throughout the course of the game. He did get a lot of pressure, did take a lot of hits. I compliment him for his toughness and how well he stayed with the game and continued to battle through the game, even though it was, not a game that allowed him maybe to do things at the level that he wanted to do things at.
What can you tell us about Akron? They're coming off a bye week, I guess, but kind of limped into theirs a little bit.
Yeah, they've got good personnel. I think they've been a banged-up football team, and where they're at in terms of coming off injuries in the bye week as to how that will help them, remains to be seen. But they're a very good football team. They were that way coming into the season. I think they remain that way. They'll be battling for a chance to go to a bowl game. So they've got certainly a lot of incentive. So, we'll be facing a talented team that will fight very hard to win the game.
Any concern about? I know it's for a division game. It's senior night. It's all that kind of stuff. But Akron as a program, you guys have beaten 8 straight years. Is there any concern about taking it for granted that your guys are going to take it for granted that they're going to finish the job here on their own?
No, there's been too many really close ball games with Akron and hard-fought games and physical football games. And certainly we did not play well this last ball game. There's a lot of reasons not to take this game for granted. And I think we're smarter players than that. I think we're smarter coaches than that. And so I don't see that being a factor. I think it'll just be 2 good football teams out there, and all MAC games have been close. In terms of our play, most of the games have been very tight games, and we've won our share of those. And this one, I guess there's no reason to think that it wouldn't be any different in terms of it being a hard-fought, physical MAC contest.
What's the message to your guys in the locker room? What are you going to tell them just to kind of keep those emotions in check? It is senior night. They are playing for a MAC East championship. So what do you tell those guys before the game just to kind of keep them
Most of the guys have been in our program for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and so they've faced these things before, these challenges before, and we're always good as a staff, making sure they understand the challenges that they face, and so as they go into each game, and so I don't think that'll be a factor. I think they want to end the regular season by playing their best football. I don't think they felt that was this last game was not their best football, and so I think they'll want to play for a lot of reasons, and one of them will be to make sure they end the regular season with giving it their best shot by playing their best football.
Can you give us any kind of update on Maine Williams left the game?
No, can't.
Jared McCray?
Same deal.
Yeah, I'm going to ask one more guy. Greg Wyndham dressed, but didn't look like he was available to play Tuesday. Has his status changed at all?
Yeah, we'll see as this week progresses. He has progressed with his injury, and I think there's a chance that he'll be possibly ready to to play.
By play, do you mean dresses, or is there maybe a dual quarterback situation coming up Tuesday, or?
No, I didn't mean to indicate anything along those lines. We'll just see where he's at, number one, because we're not certain that he's going to be ready to go. Hopefully he'll be able to practice some this week, and in practicing, see how he feels, how good he is in terms of his injury, and how sharp he can get. We've always felt that we've had two quarterbacks that were capable of going in and leading us in football games, and that were prepared because of the number of reps that they've gotten and how they performed those reps. So that'll be the case going into this, but not making any indication. I'm not indicating anything in terms of who will play, who will start, how long they'll play, whether it be a rotation, any of that at this point.
You've been involved in a few of these. What's it like to enter that last game of the season, knowing a spot in the championship game's on the line? Do you save one of your best pregame speeches for that kind of situation? How do you approach it as a head coach, knowing it's not a win or you're done kind of deal, but it's pretty close to something?
Pregame speeches to a degree are overrated. It's your preparation throughout the course of the week. Obviously, you want to be a guy that shares in the players' enthusiasm and excitement for what's at hand, and our staff is that way. But you don't want to try to become something you're not. You don't want to try to make up a speech that will serve them well, running through the cat head, and that's it. It wears off, and then all of a sudden the ball game starts, and you're right back to square one. How well have you practiced? How well are you ready to play with great technique? How tough are you? All those kind of things. That's what helps you play well. That's what helps you win football games.
It is senior night. Do you have a particular affection for this class or a particular player in this group? What is the class of 2016 meant to you?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of really talented players in the group, and I think as a group of seniors, they've been great. They've gone through an awful lot during their time here, as almost all players do by the time they're seniors. And I like the way they responded. I like the way they responded to Dak. A new head strength coach, and I like the way they responded to preparing in the off season for a chance to have a very good team, a successful football team. I like the way they play the game. Never die, never quit. Kind of an approach with these guys, and so there can be leadership obviously throughout your team, but senior leadership is important, and these guys have provided that.
You're playing Tuesday, so you don't play this weekend. Will you get up early and watch the ESPN broadcast from Kalamazoo with the spotlight on the MAC at all, or you got other things to be worried about on Saturday morning?
Saturday morning, yeah. Usually what we do, what we did last week was practice in the morning on Saturday to allow our players a chance to, watch the games in the afternoon on TV and into the evening, and we'll probably do that. We have not decided on the exact times of practice later in the week, but it'll probably be reflected by how we practiced last week.
Do you have any kind of opinion about what a lot of people figure is the marquee pregame show being at a MAC location this week?
Do I have a opinion, feeling?
Care one way or the other?
No, that's good for the conference. There's no question, and I think everybody wants what's good for the conference, and so, anytime positive attention is drawn to your conference, it generally helps everybody.